for the game to go on.
And yes, a good afternoon, rugby league fans, and welcome to the Rigo Rice Cup qualifying finals for the leg number 2 of season 2. I'm Joel K. Andrew, bringing you all the action live. And joining me today in the commentary box is a special guest, a senior journalist and former Talkback Show host, Mr. Callaghan Tanda. Callaghan, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Andrew, and the rest of the viewers this afternoon. Coming to you live from Baba Park as we see the match taking place between the Malibu taking on the Araves from HB. As the ball's being played at this particular point in time, as Junior Noel takes the hit up and making it about to 40 meters, or should I say 8 meters short of the halfway mark, straight across to the left as it comes through the hands and comes through the jersey 16 in Boris Araves. And Araves put on the 50-meter mark as appealing for a penalty, but still the play carries on. Now comes to the second row and the likes of Ivan Joe. And Joe makes a good 10 meters and plays it in the enemy 10-meter mark. As they find space on the outside, unfortunately couldn't hang on to it. The ball's actually gone to the side. Malibu look like you're in a bit of trouble there by the Araves. In any case. As the match takes place this afternoon again. So, with what's been happening so far, Andrew, for the benefit of our viewers who might be tuning in right now and watching this match, what happens to the winner and the loser of this match?
Viewers, basically this is the qualifying finals. So the loser will be bowing out of the 2026 Rigo Rice Cup campaign, and the winner will be advancing to a major semi-final on the big stage that is happening same time next weekend.
Now the ball shifts across to the second rower in Oleke Kedea. And Kedea for Malibu plays it on his 40-meter mark. They switch across to the right side in the middle of the field. A show and go from the diminutive halfback in Lahua. And finally, ball's actually let go before Malibu's actually brought down on the 50-meter mark. 10 meters in from touch. They spread towards the middle of the field. And through the boot they come. High in the air, doesn't go much with that stiff breeze. But it's Ukraine Malibu. Unfortunately, that's knocked on, and the referee right on point to actually see that happen. It'll be a feed for the HB Araves, the boys from the big village in Hanua Bata, getting ready to have that ball being fed into the scrum this afternoon. Again, winner of the match advances to the finals with the loser bowing out and saying goodbye and getting ready for another year of Rigo Rice Cup. Again, big thank you to our proud sponsors, Rigo Rice, Oceanic Construct, and a few others that we'll be mentioning a bit later on. As the Araves, it appears that the FC Malibu have actually been caught offside. So Malibu being penalized here. Araves with an attacking opportunity with a free touch finder from the middle of the field. Can they capitalize at this stage? At this point in time, neither team has scored.
Yep.
As we see a quick tap in this case. And they feed it through the hands as it comes. In the big prop forward in Junior Noel, and Noel plays it on the 35 of Malibu. Turns it back on the inside, and a barn storming run there from Joshua Michael. And there's a penalty. I think it's been, the referee's ruled a bit of a high shot here. Malibu's going to be careful if they want to keep their hopes alive. They are inviting the Araves straight into their territory in this case. So the Araves all of a sudden have an opportunity to take a tap about 15 meters out in prime attacking position. Can they post the first points for this afternoon in this match? The ball comes across to a barnstorming Ben Sereva, and Ben Sereva takes about 2 plays to put him down. He plays in front of the uprights, 10 meters out. They come towards the right side. Through the hands it comes, a bit of a bubble there, and then finally a bit of a pass in any case. The ball's actually been knocked on there. I'm not sure why the referees allowed it to play on, but the touch judge has called it in. And a bit of common sense taking precedence here this afternoon, thankfully. As once again, another error by SB Malibu, 10 meters out from their own try line as Araves set the scrum about 10 meters out. They feed the scrum through the hands as it comes to the halfback. And across it comes to the second row and David Gavera. And Gavera driven sideways. He's leveled down about 10 meters out and 20 meters in from touch on the left side. They switch it back to the middle as it comes through the prop in the likes of Joshua Michael. And Michael is put down 5 meters short right in front of the uprights. Which way do they go? Oh, bit of a scuffle there. And the refs had actually allowed him to play on. And unfortunately for the Araves, they've actually knocked it on. So Malibu escape the hangman's noose. They take it and play it on their 20-meter mark on the second tackle. There's nothing but sideways momentum from them, not really advancing much. And one particular person, I think, being a bit of a tough customer this afternoon in the likes of the midst on the center. And they come towards the sideline. A bit of a dummy there. All of a sudden, they had an arm mark play. Unfortunately, the lock forward just couldn't get that ball away. And finally, SB Malibu brought down about 8 meters short of the halfway mark. They come to the middle of the field. 5 hands it across to the second rower in Kedoa. And Kedoa is tackled. Still 2 meters, or should I say 8 meters shy of the halfway mark this afternoon. This is the Rigo Rice Cup semi-final. A boot to ball as it comes straight down through the gullet of the fullback in the likes of Oba Jr. And Oba Jr. takes it, makes a good few meters before he's put down 5 meters shy from the halfway mark as they take it towards the middle of the field. And again, a good strong run there from Maven Nama, the winger, and he's finally put down the middle of the field, right on the halfway mark. He plays it through the hands as it comes across to Michael, the prop forward, or pardon me, Junior Noel. And Noel makes about 5 meters in a strong tackle as he's put down. 5 meters into the enemy territory as he comes towards the left side. And through the hands as it comes through David Gavera, the second row. And David Gavera still going. Escapes one tackle, takes the legs cut out from under him. Unfortunately, spills the ball forward. And the balls come free. Now all of a sudden, SC Malibu looking for an opportunity to strike. And they are put down 5 meters out from touch and about 15 shy from the halfway mark. As Malibu through the wing as it comes in the likes of Boy Vagi. And Vagi plays it 5 meters shy of the halfway mark as it comes. Now some quick dummy up running from Malibu. And all of a sudden the ball's come loose, but unfortunately the ref kind of sees a few hands in the tackle and it's ruled as a strip. So more than 2 in a tackle there. So now the Araves now get to face a bit of the pressure that they've been putting on the SB Malibu. Unfortunately, that first hit up, the tackle's actually gone past the parallel. And they've been penalized accordingly. I think getting a caution from the referee at this point in time. You can't go past the parallel. So boys and girls, kids, if you are studying rugby at this point in time, please, when you are tackling, never, ever make the mistake of having your opponent go past the parallel. Otherwise, you get penalized like this. Now, the Araves have to defend 10 meters out from there. They're taking the line 10 meters out. As the SB Malibu trying to see what attack they can. Pardon me, that's Sika Malibu. And some big bodies in line for Sika Malibu. In this case, in the likes of young Adrian. And Adrian finally put the ground. Unfortunately, spilled the ball. So some poor handling errors from Sika Malibu. And the Araves escape again in this place. As we see the Araves cutting across the field in the likes of their center, was finally brought down to ground. And Gagai Kom finally plays it. Hands it over across to a winger who finally gives it in to the second rower in the likes of Ian Joe. And Ian Joe plays it. All of a sudden, Araves slowly making their way past the 50 or making their way up to the 50. They're about 8 short shy of the 50. As some stepping there done by Mase, the halfback. And Mase across to the man in 18, Cyan Posu, who puts it short kick away. And all of a sudden, there's space on the edge. And Sika Malipu's fullback almost takes it to the side there. As play continues at this juncture. As Sika Malipu all of a sudden finds space in the middle there. And Dremitson almost through, but he's lost the ball. Again, poor ball handling. And once again, let off the hook again as Gagai Kom plays it on the 50-meter mark through the fullback as it comes through Opa Jr. And Jr. plays it 5 meters into the Sika Malipu's territory as they slowly ramble on, trying to see both teams, trying to feel each other out, trying to make sure that either one of them actually makes some points at this stage, but trying to get the better of each other. As Junior Noel finally brought to ground and plays it in the same position. Not much going there at this point in time as it comes to the hands. Across to the halfback in Mase. Mase across to the fullback. And then across to Moide. And Moide, unfortunately, throwing that pass, didn't do much favors for Vagi, his winger, as Vagi put a foot outside. And the touch judge there waves the flag, lifts the flag up at this stage. Again, winner of this match advances to next week with the loser buying out of the Rigo Rice Cup. Big will take you through to Mas. To the Rigo Rice, of course. Make sure to get your packet whenever, if you're lucky enough to get one in your local stores. And apart from that, Oceanic Construct people thank you through to make sure to ensure that this program, this particular competition, has gone to air. As we see the match continues again, first half so far gone with Sika Malipu trying to make it past the 50-meter mark. They play about a meter shy from the halfway mark. They play towards the middle of the field. And across it comes through the hands in the likes of Adrian. And Adrian's actually put down just on the 50, still a meter shy. Sika Malipu still going lateral, not really much forward movement going on until finally, I think one of the replacement forwards taking it up there. That's Lop. Lop who plays it 5 meters into Araves territory. There's a bit of a Aji there, a bit of a hand there, but ref saying it's still the 5th. They're asking for Sika Malipu to kick. Not sure if they've actually heard that, but they're still playing, they're still passing it around. Finally, Boot comes to ball and travels only about 15 meters and easily diffused by the winger in Vagi. And Vagi comfortably takes it 25 out, 5 meters out from 5 meters in from the left side touch. And again, the winger in the likes of Oba Jr. plays it right at the 50-meter mark. They come across towards the middle of the field. And some quick running there. Good running, an inspirational run, taking it up by Junior Noel on the 50-meter mark. As they come towards the left side, in the likes of Com, and Com, the center, plays it 10 meters in from touch, 10 meters into the opposition half. They come towards the left side in the middle of the field. And Ivan Joe plays it about 35 meters out in the middle of the field. They come towards the left side. Again, he comes across the 5'8" in Kanipita, and he finds a spot. He's up to the 20-meter mark, past the 20, almost to the 10. He plays it on the 5th tackle. And apparently, there's an infringement in the ruck, and they've given another set of 6, 15 meters out from their try line. Sika Malipu, not their best friend at this point in time, their own worst enemy. As they're 5'8", in the likes of the Araves 5'8", in Vani Pita, taking a bit to get up. In any case, and I think someone's been sent off the field for 10 minutes in the bin, if I'm not mistaken. Someone's been given the sin bin. As the Araves, and once again, you're watching the match between the SB Araves and Sika Malipu. As the qualifying final, the winner bows out. The winner carries on, and the loser bows out from the Rigo Rice Cup 2025-2026. As the Araves come towards the right side, in the likes of Aaron Joel and the second rower plays it about 9 meters out, or right on the 10-meter mark. They come towards the middle of the field, and through the hands it comes to Nightmare. Nightmare across. Through the hands it comes across to Junior Opa. Junior Opa finds a space in the middle, tries to go himself, and he's bundled towards the sideline, tries to throw a desperate ball back, but unfortunately the touch judge has his flag up, but the referee hasn't seen the touch judge's flag up, so play is allowed to continue at this point in time. Araves, 5 meters out. Can Sika Manu hold on? Pardon me, can Sika Malibu hold on? As they come towards the left side, and all of a sudden, the center almost finds a space there in the likes of Dora. And Dora plays it about 3 meters out. What can they do at this point in time? The Araves throw it in the middle of the field. Comes across the hands, it comes to Peter, the 5'8". And Peter puts a little ball in, puts a kick at the back. Unfortunately for them, it's been fielded by Sika Malibu, and let's take it into touch with a line dropout to be issued. So, Sika Malibu dodges a bullet from the Araves at this point in time. Neither team has posted a point as yet. This afternoon at the Rigo Rice Cup qualifying final here at Baba Park in the nation's capital. As the ball's about to be kicked or restarted. Good move to ball, travels about 30 meters, 35 on the fly, and comes straight into the arms of Joshua Michael. And Michael, unfortunately, as the ball kicked, as the ball knocked loose, and as Sika Malibu unfortunately did another knock on, does the ref blow double knock on and give the ball to Sika Malibu, the first knock on? Not really sure what happens here. As we see, scrum about to be packed, and I think the feed's been given to Araves. So the Araves with the feed, and they've got about 35 minutes to travel. Neither team has scored as yet. To the base of the scrum, they come across to Mase, the halfback, and Mase hands it over to the winger in Vagi, and Vagi finds the spot, stepping his way past the 20, up to the 10, almost gets the ball ripped off, but he hangs on and plays it right in front of the uprights, 10 meters out, comes across to Joe, and the winger, Com. And Com, almost over. Not sure if he's actually scored. Nope. He's just short of the line as the referee's rule. Now, where do they go from here? Araves, they go towards the left side. Comes across to the number 8. And Joshua Michael cracks it over. Has he scored? I think he has. Joshua Michael posting the first points this afternoon for the HB Araves in this qualifying final here at Baba Park.
Thank you, Callaghan. I think the young man did it again as usual, bringing the score up. The HB Araves now leading on 4 points with the conversion kick that is yet to come. A quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you, Callaghan, for joining the commentary box. Rigo Rice Limited, Togoba Coffee, Construct, Oceanic Limited. And this afternoon, I will be announcing one more minor sponsors who have joined us to support and grow rugby league here in Papua New Guinea. Quick shout out to our new sponsor. Over here we have the Gerek Technical Engineering. Gerek Technical Engineering coming on board to sponsor. And those are the 4 sponsors for the Rigo Rice Cup competition that is currently up and running.
Yes, we see the kick about to be taken at this juncture. Can they make 4 points into 6 points? He's got the breeze behind him. Can he actually make it all the way as he gets ready to strike it? Can the Araves take it all the way up to 6 points this afternoon? He strikes it nicely with the breeze behind him. The referees, pardon me, the 2-touch in-goal judges actually agree with him. The new score sees the HB Araves on 6 points, with Sika Malibu yet to score at this point in time. Once again, if you are within the nation's capital, come and catch the rugby match here at Baba Park. And Talks with us, you have to come through the redevelopment course right to the end and make a left, past the cricket pitches, past the Kisimi soccer ground, and you should be able to find us here. As play is restarted by Sika Malibu, as the ball's allowed to bounce, And gone outside, it'd be a feed for Sika Malibu. And none of the Araves players made an attempt to actually get the ball before it went outside. So automatically it's a scrum and a feed for the Sika Malibu. So something going in the way of Sika Malibu this afternoon. They get the feed about 35 meters out from the Araves try line. As the scrum slowly being packed down, I think as the halftime whistle siren about to go off, they play it in the middle of the field as it comes. And some hard running from the winger in the likes of Isaac Justin, or pardon me, Vali Kirea. And the ball's taken up by the Sika Malibu. Middle of the field as they come towards replacement forward. Paul Lop, and Lop grinds his way to 15 meters out right in front of the uprights. Ball comes between the legs, referee allowed to let it go. And Roland, the lock forward, plays it 5 meters out and about 10 meters in from touch. They still go towards the blind side. No, they switch the play, coming back on the inside. Across it comes to Lahua, and Lahua hands it back across to Kedea. Kedea plays it about 10 meters out. They come towards Lahua again. Lahua through the hands. It comes across to Naga. And through the hands it comes across to Isaac Justin. Justin trying to look for a way to get through, but he's finally wrapped up and put down 10 meters out and 5 meters in from 10 meters in from touch. They come towards the blind side again, trying to outflow an option. It comes through. I think they've actually scored as the ball been knocked out. It looked like Vali Kede's over. Not sure. I think the ball's been knocked out. The referee's actually ruled that the ball's actually been knocked out. The try has been disallowed, unfortunately unable to convert points at this stage. So Sika Malibu, unfortunately unable to capitalize on that. And HB Araves breathe a sigh of relief as they get ready to restart play 10 meters out from their try line. Scores still remain. The Araves on 6 points, leading the Sika Malibu on still yet to score. As they restart play 20 meters out. And through the big lock forward from the Araves in Tommy Moide. From the base of the scrum, they come across through the likes of Max Tonia. Pardon me? That's Neymar. Now comes across to 17 and Leo Gupa. And the barnstorming Gupa makes it up 10 meters into the enemy territory. Comes across. And this is Lahui Magea. And Magea can't really go much as he's wrestled to ground in the same spot he picked up the ball. As they're 10 meters into enemy territory, they put the ball in the air and comfortably taken by fullback Martin Tau of Sika Malibu, who plays it about on his 30-meter mark. As Sika Malibu desperately trying to put some points on the board before the halftime siren goes off. And they slowly make their way out through some barnstorming runs from their center, Londe. And Londe right up to the 40-meter mark, 10 meters short of the halfway mark. As they come across to Lahua, the 5'8", and he takes a hit up. Makes only about 2 meters, 8 meters short of the halfway mark as they come. The middle of the field, and unfortunately that's a clear knock-on. And Kedea, unfortunately, unable to hold on to that ball. They've given a free attacking opportunity to Araves. So, Sika Malibu becoming their own worst enemies this afternoon. As the Araves make their way through the fullback in Opa Jr. And all of a sudden, their attackers come to light. As Vagi, the winger, takes it up to 10-meter mark. They're 10 meters out. They're spreading towards the middle of the field. Through the hands as it comes. Across to Mase. Mase hands it out to Moide. And Moide, finally, the big unit's brought down. 10 meters out, 5 meters in from touch on the left side. They come towards the middle of the field. A bit of a dummy half before they shoot you back on the inside again. And this time, Serva is brought down still 10 meters out. Not making much inroads at this point in time. Can Sika Malibu hang on? As they come towards the middle of the field, through the hands, it comes across to the fullback, and then across to Com. Com the center, throws it back across to Vagi. Vagi the winger, Vagi's in, says pass 2, 3, Vagi scores! For Vagi! Scores the second try for the HB Araves. There's the crowd this afternoon from the big village celebrating. Score now sees the HB Araves on 10 points with a kick to be taken. And Sika Malibu, their own worst enemy this afternoon, with some handling errors and some lackluster defense. They're really going to pick themselves up at this stage.
And yes, that is the second try for the afternoon by the HB Araves. As Carrigan has mentioned, now the Araves are taking the lead with 10 points and the conversion kick is yet to come. And the Araves keeping their hopes high. The final hopes for the footy that is happening next weekend is very much high here for the HB Araves. With great and impressive performance by their playmaker and the captain himself, Tommy Moire, the big Tommy Moire. Has been deployed quite a number of times on the Sika Malibu's territory to help assist both tries. And we await Kohu Mase to take the conversion kick here. I think 10 minutes before halftime, the 20 minutes of game time for the first half is gone, and we have 10 more minutes before halftime. Will the HB Araves hold on to their lead till halftime, or will the Sika Malibus be making a good comeback before halftime?
As the conversion attempt is successful from Kohu Masa, the halfback, new score sees the Araves on 12 points, leading Sika Malibu on 0 yet to score. A few minutes remaining before the halftime mark. As Sika Malibu getting ready to restart play at this juncture. It's a short kickoff as it comes to the center, Com. And Com takes it upon himself. Past the 30-meter mark and about 4 short of the halfway mark. As the second hit up is taken by second rower, Peter Kaupa. Pardon me. Second rower in Ivan Joe. Apparently there's something, not sure, but it appears that referees actually called out a few players here. Touch judge has seen something that's actually called them across. Not sure there's a bit of foul play going on, but having a word with them at this juncture. If there was a bit of an extra niggle in the ruck area. The ball's now been awarded to Sika Malibu. Can Sika Malibu post some points before the halftime mark? That seems to be the question at this juncture. As the feed being given to Sika Malibu, with none other than Loru Lahua, the halfback, feeding the scrum, finally taking it across to the likes of Kedea, and Kedea taking in the tackle. Unfortunately, he's gone past the parallel, and HB Araves being penalized for that dangerous tackle. As they look for touch in this case, with the rules being stated, touch is given 10 meters out, 10 meters from the point of the penalty, as they played 5 in from touch. And it's taken by Londe, and Londe plays it 20 meters out, 10 meters in from touch. Sika Malibu, can they score at this juncture? They turn it back on the inside and across to Adrian. That's prop forward. Unfortunately, Adrian's lost the ball. And Sika Malibu becoming the own worst enemy again. Handling errors have riddled the Sika Malibu side. They've got to find a way to keep the ball and retain, or ball retention as they say at this juncture. And again, the Araves, 20 meters out from their own try line, breathe a sigh of relief as they make their way, as the Araves being threaded the ball comes across. And all of a sudden, through the likes of Vaggy. Vaggy's away, past the 40, past the 50, almost up to the 60 before it's finally brought down. Players hanging on a bit too long and across long, and once again, Com finds space on the outside. Com tries to take it by himself and wisely goes to ground. And he's pulled down about 3 meters in from touch, 20 meters out. And again, not sure if the markers were square at this juncture, but the ref has ruled it's been a knock-on by the markers. Would have been a different result in rugby union where intentional knocking on would be a penalty, but in this case, this is rugby league. So really talks about the soul as to different rule changes with intentional knock-on happening there. As the feed comes to the Araves with center, Micah Dora getting ready to feed the scrum. From the base of the scrum, it comes across to Mase. And Mase across to the fullback, Opa. Opa turns it back on the outside to Naima. And Naima almost through. He's dragged down about a meter short from the try line. Can the Araves crack this defense again as they make it through? Through the hands, it comes across. Through the likes of Sereva. And Sereva takes a tackle about 10 meters out. Through the hands, it comes across the big bounce going forward in Gupa. And Gupa takes a Herculean effort to push him back. And finally, referee calls held and tells him, play it about 5 meters out. They come towards the left side or right side. Through the hands, across to Com. Com takes a step. Goes, tries to go himself. Com sees a gap. Com tries to go through. Has he gone through? I think Com has scored. And the center, yes, he has. Center, Gaga Com has scored the third try for the HB Araves in the semi-final match of the qualifying match for the Rigo Rice qualifying cup final this afternoon. And the new scores sees the Araves on on 16 points with the conversion to be taken. But individual brilliance from the center in jersey 4, Gaga Com taking it upon himself and finding a gap in between some scrambling defense and sliding defense for that matter. Conversion to be taken at this juncture, but again, the score this afternoon sees HB Araves on 16 points with the conversion to be taken. And for Sika Malibu, they've been their own worst enemy in this half. A lot of handling errors. Unfortunately, couldn't keep possession as such. As we see the halfback, Kohu Mase, taking off his headgear. He's about 20 meters to the right of the uprights as the right footer, kicking from the right side. Sizes up. So far, he's been on song. 2 from 2 this afternoon. Can he make it 3 from 3? As he sizes it nicely, he has the breeze behind him. And he strikes it. Pushes it in front. And the breeze carries it over. Nicely done. With the successful conversion, sees a new score in HB Araves on 18 points. Leading. Sika Malibu yet to score this afternoon. Sika Malibu desperate for some points before the halftime siren goes off. As they are about to restart play this afternoon here at Baba Park. Again, if you are watching, big thank you to Rigo Rice, to Oceanic Construct, Yerko Engineering, and of course, talk about coffee. Big good afternoon to George Norian team. As the ball. And I think we've got a local crowd favorite. Not sure which jersey he's on. He's wearing an unmarked jersey. And that'll be the unnamed jersey for this afternoon. Not really sure. Wish I could name it. I'm pretty sure that could be signed post, if I'm not mistaken. And the ball's actually been ruled to be knocked on, if I'm not. And it's been a turnover. So, Sika Malibu have an opportunity to post some points. It comes across to second rower, Kedoa. And Kedoa plays it about 28 meters out. Comes across to Adrian, the prop forward. And Adrian is dragged back just too shy from the 20-meter mark. Is put down there by Tommy Moide. To the middle of the field they come. And across to the second row, Roland. And Roland again, not making much ground here, plays the center of the field. Across to the side they come, across to Maiva Uru. And Uru makes some ground, still not held. And Uru plays it 10 meters out. Appealing for a penalty. And it appears that it is a penalty against HB Araves for probably, I think, a swinging arm that's been ruled by the referee. It is a scrum at this juncture. Can Sika Malibu score before the halftime siren goes off? I think we've got about 4 minutes left. And it comes towards the center of the field. It comes across to Martin Tau, the fullback, and Tau is put down a meter short from the try line. Just about 10 to the left of the uprights. Again, from dummy half he comes. Across to Dremitson. I think Dremiton's over. No, he's actually dragged down short. What happens from this point on? Can Malibu crack the Araves defense? And across to Adrian. Adrian tries to get the arms free. Unfortunately, pushed back. They've lost 5 meters back as they played right in front of the uprights, 5 meters out. They come towards the left side of the field, through the hands. He comes across to Lahua. And Lahua across to the replacement forward in Taugau. And Vanoa Taugau plays it a meter shy towards the middle of the field across. It comes to Keroa. And the hard-working second rower making his way, trying to force his way, will his way across the try line. Still, the Araves defense holds strong. He plays it out on the fourth tackle. They come across towards the right side, through the hands, across the 14. He sees a gap. He's through. And Paru Lop scores and cracks the duck for Sika Malibu, posting the first points of the match. New score sees Sika Malibu on 4 points with a conversion to be taken, trailing the Araves on 18 points. So finally, things looking up for Sika Malibu, and they needed that desperately right before the break.
And just the Malibu just crossed over for their first try of the day. I think that brings some hope. It's keeping the Malibu's final footy hopes alive here at Baba Park. We are awaiting the conversion kick to be taken by the halves, and there's exactly seconds. We have seconds here counting down before the half time.
As we watch the conversion about to be taken, not sure, but that could be Lahua about to take. As the half-time siren goes off. Once again, can they make it? Can they add the extra 2? He's kicking straight into a stiff breeze. And he strikes. It looks good. It's coming through. It hits the uprights, unfortunately, and waved away. Unfortunately, score remains at halftime this afternoon at Baba Park. It's Sika Malibu on 4 points, trailing the HB Araves on 18 points in this Cup qualifying final. The loser bows out for this year. As we take a break at this juncture with halfway mic. Once again, big thank you to our key sponsors, Rigo Rice, for making this event possible through the support that they've hosted. Prize money up for grabs. In other words, the richest grassroots rugby competition in Papua New Guinea's history this afternoon here at Baba Park. Also, big thank you as well to Oceanic Construct, to Togoba Coffee, and to Gerka Technical, for that matter. With that being said, we'll take a quick break at this juncture. Please stay tuned to the live stream this afternoon as we bring you more of the Boulder Bowl description this afternoon in this qualifying finals match here at Baba, here in the nation's capital in Port Moresby, this afternoon at the Rigo Rice Cup qualifying final. Okay. Welcome back to this live stream broadcast of the match between the qualifying finals match between the HP Araves, currently on 16 points, having a commanding lead over the Sika Malibu this afternoon. Once again, I'm Callaghan Thunder, your main commentator this afternoon, also joined by my good friend, Joel Andrew. Pardon me, Andrew Joel. Joel, you gotta tell me exactly which one you're going by these days.
I think I'm good with Andrew. Thank you, Callaghan.
Joel, from these two teams, as we see the kickoff taking place right now, as the ball, the kick bounces off, and Adrian, the pro forward, picks it up, almost at his front space, meets one, almost straight towards the sideline, but he plays it a meter in from touch on the 10-meter mark, or pardon me, 20-meter mark. As Sika Malibu facing an uphill battle, trying to catch Araves on 18 as they make their way slowly out. It's been a hard clash. It's the first half riddled with a lot of errors on both sides, but none more so by Sika Malibu. But the difference being in the likes of the Araves capitalizing on the opportunities being given in Sika Malibu's half. As Malibu's bringing on the fifth tackle, just about 5 meters shy from the halfway mark. As it comes on the fifth tackle, they put both the ball, and it's come to be taken by Junior Opa, the fullback. And Opa is claimed, makes some good meters, and is claimed just a meter shy of the 30-meter mark from dummy half. It comes across in the likes of Kedea. Pardon me? In the likes of Naima. As Tommy Moire plays it, the 40-meter mark. Comes across to the center three-quarter, and Dora only makes about 5 meters before he's dragged down, 5 meters shy of the halfway mark. Come towards the middle of the field through the lock forward in Joe, the prop forward in Michael. Now through the hands it comes. As the halfback in Masse. Masse unfortunately has managed to spill the ball at that stage. They look like they have not taken opportunity at this phase. But fortunately that's gone begging. And Sika Malibu play it on their side of the half. As quick playing and that's quick thinking and running by their center Londe, and Londe plays it on the 40-meter mark of the Araves as they make their way towards the middle of the field, across to Adrian. And the bunt swimming prop, hard man to put down, finally is laid to rest with the defense bringing him about 35 meters out and through the middle of the field in the likes of Peter Kaupa, and Kaupa plays it 50 meters out right in front of the uprights. They come towards the right side of the field. But it appears there's been a turnover. Not sure what happened there, Andrew.
I think it's something to do with the ball play.
As on the Araves, the HB Araves from Hanwabara, the big village, through Com at the center. And Com is brought down 15 meters out, 20 meters in from the right side touch. Some quick running from the winger. The likes of Naima as they play it towards the middle of the field. And Dora plays it 25 out. In the middle of the field they come. Towards the second rower in the likes of Gavera. And Gavera picks up another 5 meters, plays it on his 40-meter mark, his 30-meter mark. Come towards the middle of the field, and Massa, the halfback, is claimed by his opposite number as he's put down. Not making much ground. And a kick from dummy half. Comes straight into the arms of the winger in the likes of Justin, and Isaac Justin, I think, has actually collected a penalty in this case. As the referee calls time. Not sure what he's asking. He's pointing towards the Sika Malibu's bench calling for something. I think he's calling for. I'm not certain what they're calling for. Now it seems to be calling Big Tommy Moide out. Tommy coming to have a chat with the referee, trying to make out what's being said at this point in time, but I think a warning's been given and a penalty as they find touch as per the rules and play 10 meters out from the sideline. Sika Malibu make it past the 40-meter mark right up to the 30-meter mark of the Araves. And more enterprising play from the Sika Malibu as Roland plays it 30 meters out. Come towards the left side of the field, across to the halfback. He's claimed the tackle, still going. And Lahua finally brought down 5 meters out from the try line. Come towards the middle of the field. And the 5'8" in the likes of Naiga. Naiga unfortunately loses it. All of a sudden, seems to be some breathing room for the HB Araves as they slowly make their way out from their own end and play it on the 35-meter mark. 35-meter mark, pardon me. Claiming from the fullback, Junior Opa claims, I think, a good 10 meters. Now, unfortunately, for Sika Malibu, they've been penalized for being inside the 10. And the Araves look for touch, finding 10 meters. As they play it directly on the 50-meter mark. Now, the Araves. The prop forward finally, it looked like it was collected a bit high there, but the refs allowed to let it go. Come towards the left side. The HB Araves playing it on the 30-meter mark. On the 5th tackle, 30 meters to go. Pardon me. 35 minutes to go. They make their way across the middle of the field. And the prop forward bashes it up. Is the second rower, David Gavera, providing a handful for Sika Malibu. Moide feeds from the base of the ruck area. Across again to Michael. And the big prop forward brought down 10 meters out, right in front of the uprights. Which way do they go? They go towards the right side. Across the hands. Comes across, and all of a sudden they've got numbers out on mark. Can they spread it across? Unfortunately, Ivan Joe unable to get the ball free. And he's dragged down 8 meters out, 5 meters in from touch. They come across to the sideline as well, and I think he's almost taken outside. Thankfully, keeps the ball within play. On the 5th tackle, they sprint towards the middle of the field. Wondering where to go. Across. On the 5th tackle, not sure if the player actually knows that it's the 5th tackle. Unfortunately, Junior Noel had no idea and surrendered the ball at that stage. So not much going on in the attack of the Araves. Yes, now we turn our attention to Malibu. They find space on the outside. It seems to be open. And all of a sudden, oh! For a moment there, I thought Isaac Justin was in the clear before he got pushed to the ground. They come to the middle of the field. And Londe takes a strong run. Good meters. He's put down, 20 meters out. To the middle of the field they come. Towards the left side. Come across. Finally ends up in the arms of the halfback Marse, pardon me, in Lahua. And Lahua plays it 10 meters out. They come towards the right side. All across to Dimitsen. And Dimitsen, unfortunately, been ruled a knock-on. Unfortunately, it's been happening for a while. Andrew, from what you're seeing so far, I mean, both security and handling errors seem to be one of the things that might be compounding the performance of both teams.
I think so. Both teams have been doing a lot of silly ball handling errors in the field. I mean, basic mistakes. It will definitely cost their games for the long run. Either team, which one will be making to the major semi-final next weekend, they need to adjust on these simple, basic mistakes that is consistently being done throughout the game. Over to you, Tanda.
And just like that, as you were saying, the Araves have spilled the ball. And a strong tackle by two of the Sika Malibu. Now, Sika Malibu, mind you, if you just tuned in, Sika Malibu currently trails the Araves on 4 points, trailing Araves on 18 points. Now, they've got an opportunity to attack as they come towards the right side. It comes across to Dremitson, and Dremitson, the center, is wrapped up and put down 5 meters out. They come across to the right side again through the likes of Kedea, and Kedea is brought down 5 meters or about a meter short from the base of the scrum. I think they've actually scored. Well, no one saw that coming, and it appears that Sika Malibu have scored their second try. So a dummy half run, I think, from Vali Kedea, the winger, who's actually scored in the right side, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a good comeback.
New score sees Sika Malupin on 8 points with the conversion to be taken this afternoon, trailing HB Araves on 18 points. Once again, Andrew, if you could acknowledge our sponsors.
Yes, quick shout out to our sponsors, the naming rights and major sponsor, Rigo Rice Limited. Brief introduction about the sponsor. It's a local rice production company that is currently farming and producing rice in the Launa Kalana of Central Province. The secondary sponsor is Tokoba Coffee all the way from Western Islands Province. The minor sponsor, Construct Oceanic Limited, all the way from Southern Islands Province, as well as the newly announced sponsor that came on board, the Gereg Technical Engineering. So that is basically the 4 sponsors of this game who are currently supporting the growth of grassroots rugby league development throughout the country.
Now, unfortunately, once again, big thank you to all our sponsors for making this event possible. Once again, the richest grassroots rugby competition in the history of Papua New Guinea underway with this qualifying match. Once again, qualifying final match, the winner bows out with the loser, the winner continues with the loser bowing out. I don't know why I keep making that mistake. Anyways, moving forward. Now, the conversion was unsuccessful. Score remains with Sika Malibu on 8 points trailing. The HB Araves on 18 points as Mase gets the set underway and straight into the arms. Oh, Tommy Moide leveled his opponent with a huge hit.
That was hell of a hit right there.
And I think we all felt it up here in the stands. As Moide again getting involved and pushing them back. On the second tackle, they make it up to the 45-meter mark. As Sika Malibu brought down. Quick dummy half running from center Dremitson. And Dremitson plays it on the 50-meter mark. Quick play the ball, and I think he's lost it in the process. So a lot of good work being undone by just that handling error, sad to say. Unfortunately, so much great work from some hard running from the Sika Malibu forwards. Just unfortunately, unable to capitalize, unable to finish off or complete a set in this case. They come towards the right side, and all of a sudden, some strong running and some strong tackling on the fullback, Opu Jr. And now the winger Vagi is tackled on the 40-meter mark of the opponent's sideline. Across to Noel, the prop forward. He plays it on the 35-meter mark. Towards the middle of the field, some sideways running. And I think there was a bit of a shoulder charge there, the referee penalizing. Penalizing there, and unfortunately, Junior Joel, or pardon me, it wasn't Junior Joel, it was a 5'8". Vani Peter, popping a shoulder, flying sideways, landing on his side. Some feeling now starting to creep into the game, and we might see some more aggressive, hard-hitting defense and running from both sides. As the referee calls back the ball to be played by Dora. And Dora hands it across to Joshua Michael. The prop forward plays it in front of the uprights, 20 meters out towards the middle of the field. It comes across to Noel. Noel only makes about 2 meters in, 18 meters out. They come towards the left side. Across again to Joshua Michael, the prop forward again, having a second dig, this time 15 meters out. Right in front of the uprights. They come across the right side to big Tommy Moide. Moide throws a dummy, goes himself, past the 10, has 4 players, all ganging up to finally put him to ground. And he plays it 9 meters out. And 10 meters out to the right side. They do a bit of a mousetrap there. And unfortunately, the Araves is just unable to hold on to the ball. In this case, it looks like Boy Vagi spilling the lollies there and letting Sika Malibu off the hook here. As the scrum's about to be fed this afternoon. So, nothing seems to be going in the way of both teams in the second half, having hard times trying to complete sets from what we've been witnessing so far. Not sure what happened there, but I think the ball's been lost. Again, a lot of feeling creeping into this match. As we see a scrum being packed down, it's a feed for HB Araves and Tommy Moida, the biggest halfback you've seen this afternoon, playing and feeding the scrum. Unfortunately, Mase drops the ball, making a meal of that pass. And they look set to launch a calculated, I think there was a set play that they were trying to execute. Unfortunately, Mase just held on to the ball. And again, handling errors seem to be the issue here for both sides. Now, 15 minutes remaining in this match. Can Malibu climb their way back, or can the Araves hold on? Yes, Sika Malibu played on there, 25. And the big fullback in the likes of Martin Tau finally brought to ground on the 35. Referee calling time. And I think there's a bit of some, while appealing for a penalty, one of the players must have got a bit overzealous. And you've got to mind the language when you're talking to an official. So the referee taking time to call out time to explain the rules as to why the play was allowed to continue without the whistle going off. Finally, play resumes. And Kedea, the winger, plays it 5 meters short. Comes back to Loy. And Paru Loy, 5 meters short of the uprights. Comes across to Papi. And Papu. And someone's been hurt in that game, in that run. In the spirited run by Papu, I think it's been one of the HB Araves. I think he's been hit I think he's been hit in the head area and seems to be clutching at his nose. We could have a HIA at this stage. He seems to have been, he seems to have copped a head knock. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for the HB Araves as play is stopped at this juncture. Again, if you are tuning in this afternoon, these are the live scenes coming to you from Baba Park here in the nation's capital. Again, it is the Rigo Rice Cup qualifying final. The winner advances with, unfortunately, the loser bowing out for this year. It is the match between the HB Araves on 18 points, leading the Sika Malibu team on 8 points. A 10-point differential at this juncture. As the injured player is taken out, play resumes. Unfortunately, refs hasn't actually called it yet. The crowd getting right into this match this afternoon. Yes, Malibu, pardon me, Sika Malibu. And Lahua puts a kick in between, and all of a sudden the fullback finds space on the outside. And all of a sudden, unfortunately, just when we thought we were going to see a magnificent try, referee has called one of the players offside. Oh, goodness me, just when everyone was gearing up to celebrate and also try this afternoon, unfortunately, referees and the match officials have picked one of the Sika Manu players offside. Pardon me, Sika Malibu players offside. Apologies. I keep saying Sika Manu probably because of the former Melbourne Storm player, maybe. This afternoon, but again, Sika Malibu. The men in pink. Currently trailing 8 points to the HB Araves on 18. A 10-point differential. Now the Araves trying to find their way through as they take it up to the winger in Vagi. And Vagi finally comes across to prop forward Noel. And Noel barges his way to the 5-meter mark. Now Vagi tries to catch one of the markers napping, and he plays it 25 out on the 5th tackle. They come towards the right side. I'm not sure if they know it's the 5th tackle. Oh, pardon me, I think that they've actually restarted the tackle count, if I'm not mistaken. To the 5-8 in the likes of Vani Pita. And Pita brought down 20 meters out in center of the field. They come across to Michael, and Joshua Michael, the prop forward, rumbles his way up to the 50-meter mark. Again to Noel, and unfortunately Noel did a solid tackle that sees the ball flying out. And again, the Araves losing the ball 10 meters out from the enemy try line. As the saying goes, so close, but yet so far as such. Can they tighten up their ball handling in this case? Now the ball finally being fed in to the scrum. The ref calls it back. Not sure if things went okay. But the ref wants the ball to be fed again. Through the middle of the field, it comes across to Lahua. Lahua across to Martin. Martin coming across to Taugau. And Taugau almost dragged to the sideline. Finally brought down. And Kedea, the winger, is tackled 10 meters in from touch, 25 meters away. Across to Gabi. And there was a bit too much niggle in that tackle. And they win themselves a penalty. Sika Malibu as they played on the 40-meter, on their 40-meter mark. Now, across to Dremitson. And Dremitson, the center, plays it 3 short of the halfway mark. Across to the prop forward in Wywex. And Wywex plays it 5 meters in to the enemy territory. And a bit of a shepherd there. Not sure what was going on there. But again, the handling errors come thick and fast this afternoon here in this qualifying match. Andrew, once again, if you could acknowledge our sponsors.
Yes. Shout out to our sponsors, the naming rights, Rigo Rice Limited. The secondary sponsor, Togoba Coffee. Construct Oceanic Limited, the minor sponsor. And the Gereg Technical Engineering.
Now comes across to the Araves. Now the Araves in good attacking position. They played 35 out through Noel, the prop forward in the headgear. He's brought down in the middle of the field, right on the 30-meter mark. They come back towards Tommy Moide. Moide shifts and pass finally to the outside, and all of a sudden they've got a run back Naime. And Padmi Boy. And Boy Vagi almost through. And it appears there's been a knock on here. Not sure what's happening here, but I think it's a feed for, oh. I think it's a, not sure if there's a double knock on, but I think it's been a knock on by Sika Malibu, and the feed's been given to HB Araves. Tommy Moide feeding the scrum. They come across towards the left side. And Sereva. Sereva is tackled in front of the uprights before giving it back to Joshua. And Joshua, right in front of the uprights, finally plays it across to Noel. And the hard running prop forward is picked up and then driven back. 8 meters out, right in front of the uprights. What can the Araves do? The Araves, through the hands, it comes across. A cutout pass, all of a sudden it's Boy Vagi. Boy Vagi's on back. Boy Vagi's scored. Boy Vagi. For the HB Araves, referee points and referee awards a try. And after trying and trying, finally the dam broke. As the HB Araves capitalized on some over-eager defense by the Sika Malibu team. And now the HB Araves on 22 points. On 22 points with the conversion to be taken this afternoon. Great enterprising play from the Araves this afternoon as they extend their lead to 22 points to 8 as Masse, the fullback, it's about half a meter in. About half a meter in, trying to strike this. As the sun slowly coming out this afternoon. Now Masse trying to make it, trying to add the extra 2 to make it 24, but got a pretty slim angle to aim. Plus he's kicking into the breeze. Masse lines up. He sees it. Cocks his leg back. And he strikes. It looks good. Unfortunately, just in front of the upright. The score remains HB Araves on 22 points, leading Sika Malibu on 8 points. Joel, it was eventually going to happen. It finally happened. Something had to give.
I think so. The HB Araves just did justice to secure their win as the final golden 5 minutes counts down before the halftime siren. I think the Araves just sealed their win through this kicking, the consistent and precision for Masses kicking style, the kicking game that he displayed all throughout the first and the second half.
Now it's the Araves past the 50-meter mark. They're 5 meters into Sika Malibu as Mase, the halfback, trips over himself and plays it on the 40-meter mark. Now across to Joshua. And Joshua trying to get to his feet. 6 more. The Araves scored a fresh set of 6 back. The Araves, here comes Gupa. And Big Gupa finally is brought down on the 20-meter mark. They come towards the left side to Naima. And Naime still going through. Naime, some good runs. He's put down 12 out. Middle of the field. They switch play back to Mase. Mase sees a gap. Mase goes by himself. Mase is through. Mase scores. I think Mase has scored. And the referee points to the spot and awards the try. Mase has scored for the Araves. The new scores sees the Araves on 26 points with the conversion to be taken over Sika Malibu on 8 points, and I think two of the players for Sika Malibu are down, trying to contain the hard-running halfback. In this case, in the likes of Kohu Mase. And Kohu Mase, a step of his right foot, split the defense, and backed himself up to get over the try and bounced off 2 defenders. A solo individual effort, catching some of the Sika Malibu brothers' defense in disarray, and he capitalized good and proper on this point. At this juncture, we now see the winger in Boevagi about to take a attempted conversion. And Boevagi, just about 20 meters towards the left of the uprights, and 20 meters in from touch. Or should I say 30 left of the uprights. It appears the right footer will be kicking and trying to attempt. He seems the fullback in Martin Tau for Sika Malibu is the one that's been injured, and I think he's slowly been taken off. As Boevagi, not sure what was going on there, but the ball didn't even see no elevation. I don't think it even made it past a meter off the ground. In any case, but they're not complaining. The HB Araves fans and the faithfuls that are here today, they currently lead Sika Malibu on 26 points. And a quick restart. A quick restart by Sika Malibu. Not sure what was going on there, but I'm pretty sure the ball went past 10 meters. I'm sure he was entitled to make a play at it. But I think the referee is saying that there was someone in front. He's saying someone was offside, so that roll of the dice didn't go in the favor of Sika Malibu. As Tumi Moira about to take a tap. This afternoon again, HB Araves on 26 points with a few minutes left in this match, leading Sika Malibu on 8 points. As they take a tap. And comes across to Lahui. La hui magi. Not sure here, but it appears there's been a turnover. And defense hasn't gotten back in the line. Now all of a sudden, it's Sika Malibu on attack as Niger, the 5'8". Or Nigel, pardon me. Nigel, the 5'8", takes it up. 40-meter mark. Through the hands it comes. Caught on the feet. Not a knock-on in any case. Before the winger in the likes of Londe is finally put down. Now the referee saying there's been an offside in this case. A bit of a push and a shove going on. Bit of a push and a shove going on there. Thankfully, nothing's developed from this point on, as Sika Malibu trying to see what they can salvage from this match at this time. Some hard running defense from Adrian. Oh, pardon me, that was Wyvex. And then Loeke Kedea. He plays it 15 meters out towards the right side. Through the hands, it comes to Peter Kaupa. And Kaupa is brought down 5 meters short of the try line, right in front of the uprights. Here comes Sika Malupin, as unfortunately that play goes to ground. And he brings it about 10 meters out. They come towards the middle of the field again. To Nigel. Nigel across. And through the hands it comes. Unfortunately, that's been knocked on by Sika Malibu to Tommy Moide, who throws it back in. I think the referee is going to call back for the original knock-on. And it'll be a feed for the HB Araves. Now this afternoon, there's a few minutes to take away in this match. As the Araves, it seems it's a feed going for Sika Malibu. Okay, so I'm mistaken up here. That's the ruling. Quick play the ball. Comes back to the left side. Literally few seconds remaining in this match. And unfortunately, they've knocked on Sika Malibu. And that's pretty much been the story of their match, of their performance this afternoon. Continuous handling errors have been their own worst enemy in Sika Malibu. Many, many times they had opportunities to score. And sadly, for them, the Araves have capitalized on, though both teams have made many, many mistakes, I think the Araves have been a bit more consistent. So capitalizing as the final siren goes off to the faithful of Hanuabada, the big village. The HB Araves emerged victorious. 26 points. 26 points over the Sika Malupin, who bow out of the Rigo Rice Cup 2025-2026. As the HB Araves, through experienced hands of Tommy Moide and company, make their way forward. Once again, big thank you to our major sponsors. Andrew?
And we just had the full-time siren. That's full-time here for the Rigo Rice Cup qualifying final, leg 2, season number 2. The HB Araves have secured a convincing 26-8 victory over the Sika Malibu to book their place in next week's major semi-final that is happening right here on the same place and the same time next weekend. A big thank you to our guest commentator, Mr. Kaligan Tanda, for his expert insights, and to our sponsors, the Rigo Rice Limited, Tokoba Coffee Limited, Construct Oceanic Limited, and the Gereg Technical Engineering. The HB Araves move on with the confidence, and Sika Malibu bow out, ending a hard-fought campaign from all of us here. It's been a fantastic display of rugby league, and see you all next time.